every story appears ordinary until you see the core side of it.
And what you're looking for is a story behind the news.
We bring it to you from Lagos, the commercial capital of Nigeria.
Giving you all sides and political stories round the clock.
Every detail from the start line to the final whistle.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.
Hello there, thank you for joining us on CoreTV Primetime News. I am Frank Omalape. Our top stories tonight. The federal government has assured it will pay oil marketers their subsidy claims after verification. Also in this program, Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu says he would not succumb to intimidation or harassment in the course of discharging his duties as police denies alleged summoning. And police parades 4 suspects arrested in connection with the Ikorodu Lagos bank robbery. And outside Nigeria, police in Italy has arrested a Moroccan suspected of promoting Islamic militancy. Thank you for joining us tonight. The federal government has assured Nigerians that it will pay oil marketers their subsidy claims after verification. It also maintained that few kiosks, which resurfaced recently in some parts of the country, would soon disappear. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, Anastasia Daniel Nwobia, gave this assurance after a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. She noted that a committee is in place to verify the liability and subsidy.
The state of Nigerian finances is okay. We're still, our finances are still okay, though we're going through challenges of revenue stream to government. This, you know, obviously is from the oil shock, the price in the oil that has dropped. It has significantly reduced the revenue stream to government, but we're working in other ways to see how we can shore up revenue so that we'll be able to meet our expenditure. We did not say that we will not pay subsidy. Like the former minister said, there is liability on subsidy which is being verified by the CBN, the Budget Office of the Federation, and the CBN. On, I think the issue was to do with the foreign exchange differentials which they were claiming. And this committee is looking into it. As soon as it is resolved, I think we'll be able to pay the verified amount.
And now a team of police detectives was at the National Assembly to investigate allegations of forgery leveled against Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu. The 6-man police team led by a commissioner of police visited Ekweremadu's office in the course of the visit to the legislative complex at about 2 p.m. A police officer attached to the National Assembly told CoreTV News that the detectives from the Force Criminal Investigation Department invited the Deputy Senate President to their office in Area 10 in Abuja. There is no independent confirmation of the invite, but there are indications that the detectives may have taken some documents from the National Assembly Administrative Office. Away from that now, the police says it has neither summoned nor ordered the arrest of Deputy Senate President Ekweremadu. It however confirmed that it has launched an investigation into allegations by an unnamed senator that Senator Ekweremadu tampered with the Senate rule book. Deputy Force Public Relations Officer Abayomi Shogunle told CoreTV News that a letter has since been written to the clerk of the National Assembly to schedule a meeting with police investigators for a further clarification on the matter.
The Nigerian Police Force received a petition from one of the distinguished senators which allegations regarding unauthorized substitution of Senate documents. At no point did the Nigerian police force summon the deputy Senate president. There was no time the Nigerian police force planned to arrest any senator.
Meanwhile, Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu is insisting that he will not succumb to intimidation or harassment in the course of discharging his duties in the National Assembly. He also maintains that everything is being done to preserve the independence of the legislature. Senator Ekweremadu said this in his first public reaction to allegation that he fudged the Senate rules. He also added in a statement issued by his media aide Uche Anichuku that his life and liberty are being threatened by desperate politicians. The Deputy Senate President, however, noted that steps are being taken by the security agencies to beef up security around him. And now Senate President Bukola Saraki says the Senate under his watch is adopting zero-tolerance stance on corruption. This, he added, is in line with the anti-corruption position of the President Muhammadu Buhari. Senator Bukola Buhari said this when he received the management team of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. Away from there now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has condemned the twin explosion in Jos, the Plateau State capital, which left scores of fatalities and casualties in its trail. Also, the former Vice President condemned the killings in Maiduguri and Potiskan by those who he described as blood-sucking vermin. The former Vice President, in a press statement released by his media office in Abuja on Monday, said he was gutted by the group's benchmark for wasting precious and innocent lives. Atiku is quoted to have said from Saudi Arabia, where he is on a lesser Hajj, that he was saddened and heartbroken by the situation. However, expressed confidence that the measures being adopted by government would eventually ensure the decimation and defeat of the insurgents. The People's Democratic Party has begun moves to reveal its failure in the 2015 general elections. As a first step, the party on Monday inaugurated a committee to take a second look at its performance in the northwest and north-central geopolitical zones. The committee, headed by the immediate past Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, also has Adamume Navaziri as member. Party leader says the talks of wresting power from the All Progressive Congress in 2019 has begun. We'll bring you that details later in a subsequent bulletin. And now the senator representing Kogi West Senatorial District, Dino Melaye, alleged that a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, had decided to offer support for Senator Smata Adeyemi, who is currently challenging his electoral victory at the Court of Appeal. Melaye, an APC senator, told journalists in Abuja that Tinubu had contacted the immediate past Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Mohammed Bello Adoke, to take over the legal battle on behalf of Adeyemi. He also said that Adeyemi, on the request of Tinubu, had forwarded details of the suit to Adoke, asking him to look for a judge in the Court of Appeal that will offer assistance. But Tinubu, in his reaction, had asked Melaye to look elsewhere for people to blackmail. However, the tribunal had dismissed the petition filed by a former chairman of the Nigerian Union of Journalists and former chairman Senate Committee on FCT, Adeyemi, because his lawyers filed their defense too late. Delivering judgment in the suit, chairman of the three-member tribunal, Justice Akon Ikpeme, described the petition by Adeyemi, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, as incurable defective. You're watching CoreTV Primetime News. We'll take a break now. We'll be back with more stories after this time out. Stay with us.
Love don't have naked. That's a sign of protest, saying that things are not good.
Women share the most amazing thoughts
When it's close to the time, our people will protest
on
naked.
national issues.
That was their own point. That was an accident. That is different.
And to do it
Politics is about being a servant.
passionately,
Without a woman, there will be no success at all.
sharing the adorable word of women
There are some women who have what it takes.
in politics,
Margaret Thatcher, Iron Lady. When she's too soft, she's too soft.
only on CoreTV News.
Is one of the 5 pillars of Islam. It is the month where the Holy Quran was first sent down to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. During this month, Muslims all around the world must fast. They do not eat or drink between sunrise and sunset, and it is obligatory on all Muslims if they are physically and mentally sound, except for the traveler, elderly, pregnant, menstruating, or chronically ill. Whoever cannot fast, it is their duty to feed the poor if they have the financial ability. It is not only abstinence from food and drink, but also a test for patience in refraining from evil actions, thoughts, and words. It is a test to demonstrate submission to Allah, God, and a way to keep the mind and body focused on good deeds and attaining self-discipline. At night, Muslims perform extra prayers in addition to the 5 daily prescribed prayers. It is also a requirement that Muslims give charity to the poor by the end of Ramadan. The rewards for good actions are multiplied in this month, and this is why it is encouraged to reassess our actions, make beneficial use of our time, do extra prayers, read the Quran, and ask for forgiveness so that we may attain paradise through Allah's mercy, insha'Allah.
Been watching CoreTV Primetime News live from our Lagos studios. If you just join us, a quick reminder of our top stories. The federal government has assured it will pay oil marketers their subsidy claims after verification. Deputy Senate President Ike Kwere says he would not succumb to intimidation or harassment in the course of discharging his duties as police denies alleged summoning. And police parades 4 suspects arrested in connection with the Ikorodu Lagos bank robbery. All our top stories can be found on our social media platforms, facebook.com/CoreTV News. You can also follow at CoreTV News NG. For live streaming and other programs, log on to youtube.com/CoreTV. Leave a space, then news. Acting Chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, Amina Balazakari, has approved the reconstitution of 14 standing committees. These was contained in a memo issued on Monday and signed by the Secretary to the Commission, Augusta Ogaku. Each of the 5 national commissioners is heading at least 2 committees, with the INEC chairman herself leading the committees on Information Technology and Voter Registry, Finance and General Purpose and Security. Ogaku said in a memo that the committees are expected to commence operation from July 1st, 2015. And now, governors of Southeast State comprising of Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu and Imo State have converged in Owerri, the Imo State capital, with a view to work harmoniously for the common interest of the people of the zone, irrespective of difference in party affiliations. Our correspondent, Ajibade Officer, was there and finds in this report.
Southeast governors more than ever set to work together. The governors of Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu and Imo at a forum have agreed to put heads together for the progress of the region. The host governor, Rochas Okorocha, speaking on behalf of his counterparts at the end of a 3-hour closed-door meeting, disclosed all that the forum resolved on.
I have resolved to work together as governors from the Southeast Zone. And we have agreed to still hold Enugu as our zonal headquarters, where all our activities and meetings will take place from now henceforth. I want to appeal to all Igbos to support the return to Enugu as the headquarters of the Southeast. The governor of Enugu definitely has assured us that he's ready to play the host because Enugu remains our capital for the Southeast.
The forum also agreed to work together in combating insecurity in the entire Southeast region.
And the Governors Forum Secretariat will be established in Enugu, the Southeast. We have also looked at the issue of security as it affects our people of the Southeast, and we have resolved again to work together to fight crime, especially that of kidnapping, courtesan, baby factory, and so many of these criminal activities that is common in the Southeast. So we have resolved to work together, and very soon we shall be inviting all our security chiefs to work together to make sure we end crime and then look into our borders.
Although Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State was absent at the meeting, issues bordering his state was top on the agenda. The forum also called on the federal government to take a rethink on the Boko Haram detainees recently moved to the region. Ajibade Awofeso, CoreTV News, Owerri.
Kaduna State Governor Malam Nasir El-Rufai Monday debunked claim by his predecessor Mukhtar Yero that he left behind 8 billion naira in the state treasury. The governor was reacting to claim by the former deputy governor Nuhu Bajoga at a reception organized for him by the Southern Kaduna's People's Democratic Party penultimate Saturday that the immediate past administration in the state left 8 billion naira for the current All Progressive Congress administration. Speaking through his special assistant on media and publicity, Samuel Arawan, the governor said Yero's government left behind 8 billion naira counterpart fund and not working money capital as claimed by Bajoga. El-Rufai spokesman stated this at a press conference held at the Sir Kashim Ibrahim House, Kaduna, on Sunday. Meanwhile, Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has sworn in 11 political appointees. The newly sworn-in political appointees, including 2 women, will be occupying the office of Head of Service and Chief of Staff. Speaking at the ceremony, the governor said they got the job on merit and urged them to live up to expectation.
I, Alisabatu Dada Onazi, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as head of service of Kaduna State of Nigeria, I'll discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
I, Adiza Bala Usman, do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as Chief of Staff of Kaduna State of Nigeria, I will discharge my duties to the best of my ability, faithfully and in accordance with the laws of the Federal Republic.
For due discharge of my duties.
I would like to remind you of your oath of office and call on you to read that oath of office regularly from time to time to remind you of the commitment you made before God and the people of Kaduna State. In my opinion, the most important commitment there is that you swore to do right to all manners of people without affection or ill will. That means everyone that lives in this state is a citizen of the state and you must treat him or her equally.
Meanwhile, hundreds of angry youth from Gbagi Kingdom have staged a protest over the nomination of a woman, Hadiza Yahuza, as interim chairman of Chikun local government area. The youth were in hundreds marched to Lugard Hall in respect of the nomination made by the state governor, Nasir El-Rufai. We'll bring you details later in our bulletins. Away from there now, Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong has dissolved the 17 local government councils in the state. In a statement issued by the Secretary to the State Government, Rufus Bature, on Monday, the dissolution is an exercise of the powers conferred on the governor by the Constitution. Governor Lalong also directed the local council chairmen, councillors and other political appointees to hand over all government property in their care to directors of personnel management in the councils. The state went further to charge security operatives in the various local governments, and particularly the divisional police officers and members of the various labor unions, to ensure that all government properties are secured in the custody of the DPMS. I recall that the local government chairmen and councillors were elected into office in February 2014. Edo State chapter of the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria has suspended its 7-month strike over non-implementation financial autonomy by the state government. The suspension was announced to date by the union's national legal advisor Ken Namani at the High Court premises in Benin City, the state capital, after Governor Adams Oshiomhole decided to shift grounds.
Meanwhile, with the judiciary staff still on strike and the entire premises of the High Court deserted, apart from the few union members and security operatives around, it is hoped that on Wednesday this week, staff will resume work fully, having been assured that no staff will be victimized and all salary arrears will be paid. According to them, the governor has directed all recurrent expenditure of the state judiciary be paid to heads of court.
After due consultation with national headquarters of the union, I decided to suspend the strike action embarked upon by the union for a period of 1 month. It is expected that this period of 1 month will afford the evidence and stakeholders the opportunity to conclude the modality for the Edo state government to pay the 7 months arrears of the Edo State judiciary workers.
It's enough for the autonomy to, at least we have passed a level where we were before. So we have stepped up a bit. And there's need for us, for the interest of Edo people. Because I said this severally, that this state belongs to all of us. It doesn't belong to one person. So for the interest of all, that's why we have decided to call off, to suspend the strike action. But to say that the comrade governor should appreciate the decision we have taken now and also do his part so that we don't resume this strike action that has been suspended now.
The state chairperson of the Benin branch of the Nigeria Bar Association, Barrister Patricia Iyomon, who expressed joy that the strike has been suspended, hoped that the state governor will do the needful within the time frame.
To that promise that the comrade governor has made, and I think by the grace of God he's going to play his own part. He has given a reasonable commitment, he has made promises. I don't think he will renege.
The National Legal Officer, Namani, who thanked the workers for their steadfastness, also expressed appreciation for all the stakeholders' intervention all through the mediation.
The Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities has disagreed with the National Universities Commission over the federal government's plan to stop funding university staff school workers' salaries from the National Treasury. The association, which described the plan as a threat to 2,000 jobs within the staff schools, said the move negates the President Muhammadu Buhari's led administration philosophy to create 3 million new jobs. At a joint protest which attracted SANU's members from the University of Calabar, University of Uyo, and Cross River State Technology University, also the national president of the association, Samson Ugoki, said members will resist any ploy by the government that contradicts an earlier agreement with the union in 2009. And a protest letter delivered to the Vice Chancellor, University of Calabar, James Epoke, SANU accused NUC, the National Salaries and Wages Commission, and the Federal Ministry of Education of bias. Ugoki had condemned and rejected NUC's insinuation that university staff schools ought to be funded from the internally generated revenue of the respective institutions. You're watching CoreTV Prime News. Still to come after the break, police parade, 4 suspects arrested in connection with the bank robbery in the Ikorodu area of Lagos. Details after this time out.
This is what the people are saying.
You don't run a big economy with generator. They need to do more in terms of energy and power.
Many things to do for this Nigeria about lights, water, and new TT.
For Nigerians that are not gullible, we know that good laws have done nothing good for this country.
Buhari won the election convincingly.
Talk to our husband that you should keep promise about what you said, and because people are watching you, you know, another election is coming.
Because some people will stand for Yoruba land, will be strong man. We don't die.
This nation is moving forward. The best is going to take place.
The people giving voice to the voiceless.
Glad to have you back. Now, 4 suspects arrested in connection with the Ikorodu bank robbery have been paraded by the outgoing Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Kaode Aderoti. Our correspondent, Abiola Oluwole, was at the State Police Command and brought this report.
Precisely on the 24th of June, residents and security operatives in Ikorodu, a suburb of Lagos, was caught with robbery on 2 commercial banks in the area. The bandits escaped with a boat via the lagoon. Parading 4 arrested members of the robbery gang, the outgoing Lagos State Commissioner of Police, Kaode Aderoti, says the command will continue to make the state uncomfortable for criminals.
The whole process is concluded. We are still making effort to apprehend others. I believe this is a very good parting gift. That under my watch, there's no crime that was committed in Lagos that we did not go to the extent of smashing it. Whether it is armed robbery, whether it's kidnapping, or sundry offenses that was committed, we've been able to ensure that they're taken care of. This, in a way, will go to show that the police is alive to its responsibility of protecting lives and properties. We've been able to accomplish that in this state. Ditto Nigeria as a whole.
The suspects paraded are Monday Omoboye, Agbojule Bright, Monday Ikweson, and Promise Abiwa. They speak on how the crime was planned.
Was there any woman in that gang?
No, sir.
So the person they said is a woman. Who is he?
No any woman, sir.
So the person who resembles woman, who is he?
No any woman.
I think you've heard him. There's no woman in that gang. There's no woman.
As they hear say I did water side, say na Lagos I did. Now they call me. So I can't drive them. Me and that my second.
Which people call you? Who here say you did Lagos?
Those people, Vika and Kakadu.
Okay. Now, so articles recovered from the suspects include 2 Lexus and Infinity Jeeps bought from the proceeds of the robbery incidents. Abiola Oluwole, CoreTV News, Lagos.
While the Lagos Commissioner of Police Fatai Owosheni has promised to fortify the existing security architecture of the state, Owosheni reiterated this while taking over from his predecessor Kaode Aderoti as State Command. Speaking before handing over, Aderoti called on residents to support the new Commissioner of Police.
I want you to give all the national cooperation, the same thing that you accorded me during my short stay.
Just a continuation of the good work that CP Aderoti has done. We hope to continue. And, I will count on your support because you feel the pulse from the people. We want to listen to you. You are within the community, and of course, your input into how we strategize policing Lagos State is very, very vital.
The overship crisis rocking Ikere-Ekiti in Ekiti State may have been solved with the state government's announcement of Jimmy Adu at the new Ogoga and the subsequent presentation of staff of office to him within few hours. However, some sections of Ikere-Ekiti citizens comprising princes and princesses have since kicked against the move, while the new Ogoga has extended hands of fellowship to his co-constituents. Security agencies have taken strategic positions in Ikere town to prevent against any possible breakdown of law and order. Correspondent Rashid tells us more.
The early presence of security agencies at Ogoga's palace, among other strategic positions in Ikere-Ekiti, leaves one in fear of a possible breakdown of law and order. Soon, the state government in a broadcast announced Jimmy Adu as the new Ogoga of Ikere. Few hours later, staff of office was presented to Jimmy Adu by the state governor, Ayo Fayose. This new development has left the Ikere community in surprise.
Samuel Adu and henceforth to be referred to as the Ogoga of Ikere-Ekiti.
As this was going on, heads of ruling houses and the head of kingmakers have earlier kicked, saying the governor has reneged from earlier agreements to start new process, but the governor says peace of Ikere is the paramount.
I have severally reordered a election because the moment there is more than one person that is vying for this position, the duty of government is to give fairness.
Make the governor know that the processes and procedure for the appointment of a new Ogoga has not started, let alone be completed.
You have to assist him to assist you. You have to give him peace. You have to support him.
The new Ogoga of Ikere, Obade Jimmy Adu, in his speech sues for cooperation, saying the time for contest is over, but to the aggrieved party, court action may be taken against the new king.
I am therefore extending my hand of fellowship to all now that the contest is over and there is much work to do.
To approach the judiciary to ask that this process have not been followed and that they should disregard all that has been done.
And if the other parties in this matter decide to go to court, I think the Oba that we are putting in place today too has no choice than to surrender himself.
Sensing the possible breakdown of law and order, Ekiti State Police Command says security agencies drafted to Ikere are not in a hurry to leave the town.
There's police presence for you to go about your businesses.
For how long will they be there?
Well, let me not preempt. We'll be there for a while just to make sure that nothing bad happens before we can move them out.
While some are celebrating in Ikere and others are getting set for judicial action, the next to happen in that town cannot be predicted as the crisis is taking another turn. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ikere-Ekiti.
Anyway, back to crime matters now. Kwara State Police Command has paraded 18 suspects for different offenses across the state in its effort to secure lives and property. The command paraded suspects for offenses ranging from burglary, theft, criminal conspiracy, occultic activities, and unlawful possession of firearms. Here again is Rashid reports.
Criminal activities in the country is no doubt disturbing, but the Nigeria police in its efforts to stamp out crime led to the arrest of some students of Kwara State Polytechnic apprehended for unlawful possession of firearms and other criminal offenses. The police also paraded some students said to be armed robbers and syndicates in the forgery of number plates.
You realize that in the recent past, we'll be having stories of hoodlums attacking people in their houses, dispossessing them of their vehicles, their valuables, and in some cases killing their victims. And you recollect that we always tell you that Kwara State is a place where if you succeed in carrying out a crime, you can never succeed, escaping without crime. If you eventually succeed in escaping, we are sure of getting you back to account for whatever you have done. So luck ran out of them, out of the sheer intelligence of the Nigerian police force in Kwara State.
But the accused persons, who happened to be the students of Kwara State Polytechnic and Al-Hikmah University, denied the allegations. They, however, accept being cultists but not armed robbers.
The fact that I am a member of Alora Confraternity year back in Kwara Poly, so I came just to visit my wife and daughter at Ilorin. We are not robbers. We are not robbers, we don't rob. I just came to visit my wife and daughter at Ilorin. So getting there, I went to charge my phone where I met my friends. So that is where we are arrested.
We are not an armed robber.
So what are you doing?
We are a group of, we are Alora Confraternity. I'm a cultist.
I was forcefully joined 2 weeks ago when I went to Lagos to buy my suit to defend. And I was forcefully forced to join this confraternity. I'm not a robber. The group I just joined like 2 weeks ago.
The Kwara Police Command, however, vows to do all in its power to stem the tide of crime in the state. Rashid, CoreTV News, Ilorin.
And now, Kaduna State Police Command said it has arraigned 115 street gang members, locally known as Yan Sarasuka, for allegedly terrorizing communities in the state. Announcing this on Monday, the command spokesman, Zubairu Abubakar, said the arraignment followed massive raid of the gang's hideouts across the state, facilitated by the cooperation of communities, especially in areas such as Rigasa. Abubakar said 38 of those arraigned before various courts were facing charges of criminal conspiracy and terrorism, 32 for possession of hard drugs and 45 for terrorism and culpable homicide. Governor Nasir El-Rufai had recently directed the police to rid the state of terror gangs that has killed and maimed several people. And away from crime matters now, Lagos State government indicated plans to reconstruct the popular Ladipo Auto Spare Parts Market Road and other connecting roads to enhance vehicular movement within the axis. This came to fore when government officials inspected some road networks in the Papa Ajao and Ladipo Spare Parts market areas in Mushi and Oshodi Solo local government areas of the state, with a commitment to commence rehabilitation that will make the roads motorable. Permanent Secretary in the State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure, Bangbose Martins, who led the inspection, said plans are underway to get the contractor working on the Daliko Road back on site to finish the remaining portions of the road. And our participants at the ongoing Abuja Housing Show are seeking a different approach to the provision of affordable housing in Nigeria. They say high interest environment, non-indivisibility of land titles, and near absence of equity contribution pose a hindrance to housing finance. Organizers of the show are convinced that the gathering of experts in Abuja will help find answers to problems that necessitated the conference. According to them, the need to bridge the gap between demands and availability of houses has become a burden for both government and individuals. Away from there now, the Lagos chapter of Christian Association of Nigeria has expressed gratitude to God for the peace enjoyed in Lagos State before and during the general elections in the country. The Christian body made this known in an interactive session with members of the press on Monday. According to the state chairman, Apostle Alexander Bangbola, elections in Lagos State were peaceful and successful, contrary to expectation of many that it will be bloody, adding that this deserves commendation and worth celebrating God for.
The entire people of different religions in Lagos State deserve to give thanks to God. You will observe that our Muslim brothers also quickly did thanksgiving for the peaceful elections recently. Contrary to the expectation of many, all elections in Lagos State were peaceful and successful to the glory of God. There was no bloodshed in Lagos.
You're still watching CoreTV Primetime News. We'll take another break now. Be back with sports and stories outside Nigeria. Stay with us.
You can now watch CoreTV News live from anywhere in the world on our website, www.coretvnews.com. Click on Live TV on our website and watch us live.
And welcome to CoreTV Primetime News.
To follow us on Twitter, click on Twitter icon on our website. On Facebook, click on the Facebook and YouTube to see all our previous news production. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Click CoreTV, leave a space, then News. CoreTV News, our 24-hour news station.
Outside Nigeria now, police in Italy has arrested a Moroccan suspected of promoting Islamic militancy. The country's security forces also disclosed on Monday that a broader police operation is underway in a town near the central city of Pisa. Like other European countries, Italy has stepped up surveillance of individuals suspected of supporting militants in Syria and Iraq after indications that some of its citizens have traveled to the region to fight. Just last week, 2 people suspected of plotting attacks in Italy and North Africa were arrested in Rome, and 5 others held in Italy and Albania for planning to join the group Islamic State. And in sports now, the Italian international footballer Andrea Pirlo has decided to leave the Serie A as champions after 4 successful seasons. Pirlo will continue his career in Major League Soccer as Juventus confirmed that he will leave the club for New York City FC. A midfielder has long been linked with a move to the MLS side, but he has now made his departure officially. Pirlo started his professional career with Brescia and also wore the jerseys of Inter, Regina and Milan before joining Juventus in 2011. He now joins fellow big names such as Frank Lampard and David Villa at New York City FC. And our Manchester United winger Nani has joined Turkish side Fenerbahce for £4.25 billion on a 3-year deal after a blissful time with the Red Devils. The 28-year-old Portugal international scored 40 goals in 229 appearances for United following his 2007 move from Sporting Lisbon. He spent last season back on loan with the Portuguese side, scoring 11 goals and making appearances in Champions League. Nani was signed a 5-year deal with United in September 2013, won 4 Premier League titles and a Champions League during his time at Old Trafford, but now would join Portugal teammates Raul Meireles and Bruno Alves at the Istanbul club. And now Serena Williams beat her elder sister Venus in a Grand Slam match for the first time in 6 years to reach the Wimbledon quarterfinals. World number 1 came through 6-4, 6-3 in 1 hour, 8 minutes on center court. The world, of course, 33-year-old Serena, 2 years younger than her sister, has now won 15 of the American siblings' 26 professional contests, and she remains on course to complete the 3rd leg of a possible calendar Grand Slam. Her last defeat at one of the 4 majors came at All in England Club 12 months ago, and her sister could not end a run that has taken in victories at the US, Australian and French Opens. A double 4 saw Venus drop serve at 3-3, and her younger sister raced through the next game with 121 meters per hour race before ending the contest with a break to love. And that's it with sport, and of course, CoreTV Primetime News. Just before we go tonight, a recap of our major headline. We told you that the federal government has assured it will pay oil marketers their subsidy claims after verification. We also brought to you that Deputy Senate President Ike Kwuremadu says he would not succumb to intimidation or harassment in the course of discharging his duties as police denies alleged summoning. And finally tonight, police parades 4 suspects arrested in connection with the Ikorodu Lagos bank robbery. Thank you tonight for being part of our CoreTV Primetime News. On behalf of the entire news crew, I am Frank Omalape. Bye-bye for now.